Hello everyone and welcome back to Stash Week Day 4. Today is probably like the biggest category that I have for like my entire stash, which is paper products. So the video that you show, like the clips that you show before this like talking portion of mine was actually filmed around 8 a.m. this morning, and right now it is 2 p.m. So a little like a few hours of me organizing, because I've been thinking that I might need like more than a day to organize all of the paper scraps and magazines that I have in order to show you a proper video of them. And I also decided that I would just organize before I even start recording, and that is what I did for the whole for 6 hours basically of today. And I still have another like box, like my 7.5 liters mega box to the side that I cannot fit in here, but I'm going to be organizing or like showing you per category. That's what I have decided. So we're going to go through all of like the magazines first, and then like the pattern paper, the miscellaneous items, and then the brochures, and eventually my notepads and sticky pads and sticky notes that are in like the mega box. So I'm going to clear out this first. I just put this in here for like the sake of thumbnail purposes, and then we're going to go through them. So starting off here with the big ones first so that I can clear them away. These are scrapbook kits from Me and My Big Ideas, and some are like from other albums. So when I was still in high school, my aunt actually gave me a bunch of these like scrapbooking kits so that I could make like a scrapbook of all of like my photos of when I was like my collection of photos of me in award ceremonies when I was still in elementary and high school. And I have actually finished like the whole album of that. I have graduated for like years now, and so I still have a bunch of these like big pieces of paper packs left. And what I decided to do with these actually is to make my make my own inserts, and these would be like the covers. And I haven't really have like found the time to like go through these yet and use them, and I don't have ideas yet for these paper packs, so I'm just going to be keeping this for now. But I don't really want to give these away, because I know that I might one day use these patterns because I like them very much, like paisleys and flowers and like simple patterns like these ones I really like. So I have like five paper pack sets of like scrapbook paper for that. Now I'm not going to be really counting each and every individual page, unlike the sticker flakes that happened yesterday, which really stressed me out. So we're going to see all of these as like one big set, and I don't really care anymore. So that's why we're not going to count each and every one of them, but rather I'm just going to show you like what I have, and these are part of my stash. So the second major category that I have with my paper products are magazines, books, and brochures that I use for my scrapbook journal, or like just my spreads in general, I should say. So this is tamer compared to like a few years ago when I started to like look through all of the magazines that I have hoarded over the years, especially me during college, when I really loved to like look at food magazines, lifestyle magazines, and like architecture, and also home decor and flowers. And I have actually either used up, recycled, and thrown away majority of them in the past year. That is why this is all that I have left, as well as the things that are in here. So we'll do this slowly. I do have here two, or rather three, because it's Reader's Digest. I have here 3 magazines that I really adore and haven't really gotten like that major use of as of the moment. The first one here being Rocks and Minerals. I got this like off of like a secondhand bookstore. They have a lot of like magazines wherein I use this as like reference. So I use this to reference like drawing of crystals and like gems and all of the rawness that is like, it's very pretty. Like these are like the gems before they are even like processed and refined, and I really like looking through these, reading through the history of them, and where to find them. And so this magazine is more of a reference rather than something that I'm going to cut up and then stick to my journal. So I'm not going to like dismantle anything from here. The second one here is the Reader's Digest Classic Collection. I haven't actually finished reading through all of these. I only read like a few stories from this. That's why I haven't taken anything apart. And I don't know if I'm even going to take anything apart because this is quite a very pretty collection and very interesting collection of stories. So that's another of the magazines. The third one here, Somerset Studio. This is a magazine wherein they have actually free artist paper inside wherein you can use. And I have used, I believe, one of these. Not sure, I forgot. But they're very pretty. And also, I did tear off like from the back here because they are all like seminars and contacts that I don't really care for. And they only add bulk to the magazine. So what I decided to do was to tear those pages off and then keep the rest, because look at this. This is a very inspirational, or like very like, I look at this and find inspiration for like different spreads, different art and like styles, and I really love looking through this whenever I have like a sort of a slump or something, and I really enjoy looking at this. Like, it's very art journal, creative journal aesthetic. Really love this actually. This is like one of my favorites. And yeah, I also don't kind of not want to tear this apart because I really want to read like the inspiration of the artist on how they made or why they made this piece of artwork. So I'm keeping these 3 magazines specifically for like inspiration, or like for its intended purpose, which is to read like the articles and the stories in it rather than tearing them apart. Another one here I have is a book that I got for cheaps at the same like bargain book store, and they're just like quotes and passages, and I usually use some of these passages. I did highlight a bit of the lines that I really like, but I also like, when I see something that I really like, I just cut it up and then stick it like an addition to my journal. And I have been using this for quite a bit, and I do have passages that I really like in here. And then as for my other magazines that I have, specifically I did have like a wedding like catalog magazine, and I decided to actually cut it up, and most of my cutouts are actually in here, but I also have another which are in here. So these are like mostly the pages that I wanted to keep. Like, it's a very thick magazine of like catalogs, but I didn't keep like the parts wherein they put like the table settings, the gowns, the cakes. So I only kept the flowers for my spreads. I also have a magazine about like the history of faux and how they are made, but look at how vibrant the colors are. So I only kept the pages that I really wanted to like use in the future. So that is what is left from like the rest of the magazines that I had. So these are all of like the bigger pages. The smaller bits and pieces are in here. And then I also have this one, which is a big folder full of these are more of like brochure types. They are also magazines. These are basically from 2012 when I went to Hong Kong for the first and like the only time that I went there. And they still have like all these brochures, magazines. They give you like free maps. I went to like Ocean Park there, and they just have these like very beautiful maps. And when my dad went there just recently, I actually asked him if I could, like, he could bring me more of these magazines and maps. And it turns out they have like converted all of their touristy stuff like maps and brochures and magazines to digital. So these are probably the last I will ever have of these like brochures. And I also have like this lookbook from 2017. I really liked it. I might cut these up if ever I would like a very fashion heavy spread. So those are like the brochures that I have here. I do have like pattern papers in here and other art paper, but these are not like the ones that I gravitate to as of the moment. I do have like also like letters, stationery sets, I should say, from way back elementary school. Still have them. I will find a use for these. just not as of the moment. So I'm storing them here for the time being, just for the purpose of this video and also for like whatever else that I'm going to do. And here in this folder, I did collect like old schoolwork. I think this is like, I can't remember what this is actually. Why do I have sets? Like, I do have like sets 1 to 5 of this. And I think this was supposed to be like a poetry, like a Filipino poetry, like a romantic poetry something project that I had in high school. And this is the poem that I wrote. Like, it's 5 sets of like a whole story. And I haven't read through this yet. But I wanted to like copy it to my commonplace book, just to have like, since it was complete anyway. And also all of these stuff are going to my commonplace book. I do have like magazine clippings here that I could just stick to my commonplace book because I want to keep like the information that was in here. And so those, all of these in this folder is going towards my commonplace book. And speaking of commonplace book, I do tend to have this like a practice of mine wherein I don't want to buy any more additional inserts for my commonplace book, which is a 6-ring A6 binder. And so what I tend to do, this is the insert, and what I tend to do is to collect actually like cardboard like packaging of like sticker sets. This is like from a paper bag from my university, and just punch holes into them. And these will serve as more of like a junk journal or scrapbook situation for my commonplace book. And so all of these in this little envelope are like possible pages for my inserts, and I just place them all in this one bag or like this one envelope just so that I could grab it easily. I also have this bag here of all of the booster packs that I have and want to like keep. I use booster packs as a way to like make make pockets for my spreads. And I have here Vanguard, I have here Hololive ones, of course Pokemon ones, and I have a lot of variety here. So I am keeping all of these, except like Minerva Rising and these Hololive ones. Majority of these, I was actually the one who opened them. So somehow there is also like an attachment to a memory of me opening these booster packs. So I'm keeping them. They will serve their purpose one of these days. I still have a bunch actually. There are a lot of booster packs, especially once you like own a shop relating to TCG. You would open like a bunch of booster packs. Here is my stash box as of the moment. I did clear out a bunch and change up a bunch in here. So far, this is all that is left here. It's quite different from the last stash lock video that I have presented. However, I think I am able to use majority of what's in this box before 2023 ends. I do have like Christmas stuff pulled out. These are like the smaller, like ephemera ones I have collected over the years. These are all like the stickers. If you have seen like my video of yesterday wherein I did all of the stickers, these are from that big sheet of like vintage stickers of anime, and I just like pull them apart and put this in one box just so I could like save space. And then here are all of like the prints and like anything related to anime and Genshin Impact. I did find this like a gacha of Attack on Titan when I do have Mikasa, I believe Jean and Armin. I think this is the 3 that I have, but I can't find them as of the moment. So yeah, all of the prints and stuff are in here that are anime or Genshin related. So this is like what my stash box is looking as of the moment for the month of December. And this is the last one. I'm not going to pull everything out because this is going to be very chaotic, but this is the box wherein I put all of like sticky notes, notepads, and any small bits and pieces of paper that I have lying around. It's very heavy and I don't want to pull all of them out, but know that they are all like sticky notes and notepads, and this is the whole collection of them. I am going to go through them later actually, because I am running out of like sticky notes that I am going to be using for thank you notes for the shop. And so I might look through some of them here. But majority of these are actually just notepads, like old notepads. And yeah, basically that's it for this box. I do have like stuff here that I really want to use these up, and I hate myself for like being so precious with these when I know that I should just use them up because they yellow a lot. I'm making good progress. There are a bunch of like sticky notes that have already been used up over the course of the year, and I'm pretty proud of myself for using all of them. Still have this though. This is also like 10 years old because this is the first present that my best friend gave me. It's a sticky note set. And also cupcake liners. I use them as like circular decos. Still have a bunch of them left over. Most of these are like Christmassy, so I probably might use them for like Christmas spreads. But they're going in here for now. And that is it for all of my paper products. I am very happy that I am done with like all of the stationery related stuff for this stash lock. I still have 2 videos for you for Stash Week that I'm not going to spoil, but there's still 2 more videos, and what those might be, not gonna tell you. You'll just have to wait and see. And yeah, so thank you so much for hanging out with me today and for looking through my paper scraps and paper products with me. I feel pretty much accomplished because I have discarded a whole bag of like scrap paper that I know that I won't be using, and it feels very nice actually to only have like this much paper scraps and magazine clippings left, because to be perfectly honest, this was not the case like 3 or 4 years ago when I had like a whole big box, like a container filled with just magazines, and it overwhelmed me. And I'm happier now actually with this amount of stuff, and hopefully by next year I will cut down to even more than a half of what I have today. So yeah, thank you again, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. I hope you enjoy and take care.